What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to another week of Hero or Zero. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking one comic book character, as we do every single week. We talk their good points, their bad points, and just generally give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how is it going?
It's always heroes or zeros with you, Conor. Why is it never friends or best friends?
What are we?
I think on the amount of time we talk to each other, I think it's best friends by this point.
Acquaintances, oh no.
Oh, no. Oh, now it's awkward.
This is... Oh, lads.
Does anyone want to sub in as a host for the week?
This week, I don't think you're gonna want to sub out this week, Shaun, because this week I've chosen a character, one of our characters we do every so often, which is somebody so shit that you have to ask the question, why do they exist? But first, we want to let people know that we are running a raffle over on our Patreon at the moment, and it's for anyone who's signed on as any type of patron. You will be entered in to the draw, and we're going to pull two names out at random and just send you 2 pieces of merch. The first ever pieces of Heroes for Hire merch. That seems like a pretty good deal.
It's that easy. It's one of the best deals of the centuries.
So that is going on over on our Patreon now. The link is down below. It's patreon.com Heroes for Hire podcast. And also we should let you know that we are going to be launching our own merch store in the coming week, which is pretty cool. It is Black Friday today. You'd think, launch it today, lads. But we said, no, we're bad at business.
We're bad at Fridays, particularly. It just didn't feel the right one today.
No, it seemed like there wasn't a niche in the market. Everybody's going places. So we're going to be going up next week at some point, but keep an eye out for that. You can maybe pick up something that has our stupid logo on it. That's
very true. And rest assured, we will be publicising it just about everywhere.
So, we've got to get into this week's hero. I would say hero. I was going to say zero there, but I want to make this very clear. This man is a heroic being, because I have doing a character who goes by the name of Mr. Jade Oliver this week. Now, I'm not going to tell you a superhero name, Shaun, because you'll find that out as the report goes on.
Okay.
But where I want to start with this is one of those reports that there is so much backstory and so many alternate things going on that you're just not gonna... Like, I won't have time to explain it, and even if I did, it just will not be interesting to hear 90 single top lines going on.
So thanks everyone for listening to this episode of Heroes.
No, I just mean as a setup. The character itself is pretty simple, but the world that he's in is a bit confusing. So this all kind of stems back from a very old DC series called Dial H for Hero, which in the original series, it involves a kid finds a rotary phone, and when you dial a certain number, it gives him an alter ego, a random alter ego with random powers. Okay. And so there's this kid who wants to save you, and if he calls a number, he just gets a random assortment of powers. He doesn't get to choose. And he gets a different one every single time.
So if he dialed, for example, S twice in a row, it would be a different hero, beginning with S.
No, it's just literally dial H for hero. So it's just it's 4 numbers.
Right.
So I think the numbers are 2, 3, 7, 4, something like that. And so if you dial the certain 4 numbers in a row, you get superpowers. And it's just from that one magic phone box.
I mean, that's a pretty good phone box.
Yeah, and he's gotten like loads of random... Like, you could get superpowers from anywhere, from any dimension. And it used to be that he just got these powers and nobody knew why. But in the New 52, and this is right, we are doing a New 52 hero, which is not something we normally do. But this character has only appeared for 1 year in the New 52.
Oh, right.
And you will see why. But they rebooted the series and they called it Dial H. And in Dial H, it followed a character called Nelson Gent. And there was another person called Matt Ho, who's kind of like his leader, who was Exposition. the person that was like, this is what's going on, Nelson, this is a fucking superhero phone booth, you dial it, you become a hero, la-di-da. You know how it is.
That explains everything to the comic reading audience.
Exactly. And so what happened was they rebooted the series and they came up with all these heroes. But they did a very interesting thing in that the dial is now, when you call it, you're not just taking a random assortment of powers. You're taking powers from another being in some sort of dimension.
Oh, as in you're actually, like, stealing them.
Stealing them for I think it was an hour originally. So, like, you steal... So, for example, imagine if this was on a different planet and, like, Superman's in the middle of a battle and he's just about to beat Darkseid and then all of his powers disappear and they're gone for the next hour.
Because he was randomly playing with a phone.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the whole premise of this. But what this hero is actually one of the heroes from one of the dimensions that he takes inspiration from. So it's not someone that Nelson Gent is, but it's a hero from another dimension that we'll be covering. Because it is the worst hero of all of the heroes in the Dial H series.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to start by a character, as I said, Jade Oliver is his name. And he was created in July of 2013 by China Mieville and Matthias... Oh, no, I'm not going to... Matthias Santoloku? I'm going to try and butcher that, but don't worry about it.
You did your best.
So I'm going to go into his origin, Shaun, and you'll find out soon enough. This is very similar to... Do you remember when we came up with our own heroes? It's going to be like that.
Okay, so it's random bullshit and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, exactly. So, as a young boy... Jade Oliver was a normal kid. He got on well with his parents, and he never got into trouble. So far, so good.
A very wholesome origin story so far.
One day his father came home from work after getting a promotion, and they all decided to celebrate by going to the movies.
Oh, big mistake. Big mistake in comic books.
Afterwards, Shaun, they went to the film, everything went fine. Cinema, I don't know what the scene, it was a nice thing. Afterwards, they decided to take a stroll home.
Oh, did they walk through the dark alley?
They walked through a dark alley.
Oh, you fucking morons.
It is here where tragedy struck, as Jade watched his parents get gunned down by a mugger.
Shockingly familiar.
But when you find out who the hero is, this is terrible. that they took this. But so his parents die. He's walking down, he gets shot by a mugger. He wanted the trauma, I should say, of that event caused Jade to devote his energy and resources to become a crime fighter himself.
That seems to be the natural progression from you watch your parents get gunned down in an alley and suddenly you're a vigilante.
Kung Fu. Yeah, I like to know Kung Fu. That's the natural progression. So he wanted to make his city safer, so it never happened again to any other kids. Shockingly similar to Superman's origin, we can all agree.
That is what Superman is known for, yeah. When his father was gunned down by that tornado.
Oh no, Parkhead! If only there was somebody superpowered here! I could have saved you! So he spent years honing his skills and abilities before he needed to find a symbol to define himself, Shaun.
Oh, okay. So does he base it off of... And I don't mean to presume here, Conor. Does he base his symbol for crime fighting off of an animal? He
does not.
Wait, what? You're deviating from every known trend.
He picks something that's inspirational, because the thing is, it caused him lots of stress trying to find this name. He needed something to be scary, but also something inspirational. And one night, he was strolling down a street when he looked up, and in the distance he see a family eating their dinner through a window. And he was reminded of all that he had lost. And then it hit him what his name would be. He became inspired, Shaun. Inspired by becoming Open Window Man. That is right. Sorry. He's Open Window Man.
Conor, I thought that this was going to be a character called Family Man, because that would be like a pun on family. It'd be a humour. That's way worse.
Oh man. He was inspired by an open window. And Jade then did all he could to study open windows and their abilities by becoming open window man.
Surely that's the description of like a voyeur, though, that they study open windows.
Now, if you actually see open window man, if anyone wants to do a Google search, he is just a dude in a blue lycra suit, and he's got he's got a window around his neck.
Not just a window, folks. He's got like Gone with the Wind style shuttered windows.
He's got a window on his head as a necklace.
As well as what looks to be a floral patterned cape.
I was about to say, have you noticed his cape? What is his cape, Shaun?
It looks to be some kind of hydrangea emblazoned upon the cape.
He has a curtain as a cape. The curtain is, of course, attached to the window.
It's on a curtain pole above the window that's
pole
around his neck.
Around his neck. He's got a window around his head, Shaun.
And he's got a logo of a window on his chest, as well as the biggest utility belt I've ever seen.
Well, he has to carry all those other windows.
It's true. It's a big pain.
Yeah. He was completely out of his depth at first, Shaun. As you've seen the photo of him, you can only assume he would be. But what he lacked in abilities, he made up for in love of windows. And amazingly one day, it's not explained in this comic book. This is why one of our favourite comic book things, amazingly, followed by just some random... in some miraculous thing. Amazingly, one day, he developed the ability to turn open windows into portals, leaping from building to building, city to city, all by finding an open window to manifest in.
Right, okay.
Yes!
So similar to the powers of Doorman, but with windows.
If anyone doesn't remember, Doorman was possibly the very first bad hero we ever did on this show. We have a bit of a history of every 2 months we just pick someone's shit. And so I think Doorman was one of our very first ones, and his power was he could become a door, but he could not become a door from the same room twice. So you could enter a room, but you couldn't leave through that fucking door either.
He also couldn't enter a room through himself. He had to just let others through and then peace out.
So you're thinking, oh fuck, make a door on the side of a bank safe, break in. Oh, he can get you in. But getting out, he can't go the same way.
It doesn't work like that. He's a simple doorman.
So, I have Open Window Man as his greatest enemy.
That is... It's oddly true and oddly sad as well.
Yeah. And so, Open Window Man, he's on this other planet, in this other dimension, and he's the hero there. He's the main guy. And why I involved everything with Dial H at the start will come to... You'll see why soon enough, but this one little bit I want to get to is that at some point, another one of our favourite comic book things, at some point, we don't know when, just generally
just in a general space of time.
Yeah, whatever, but ages ago, something happened. So Window Man joined a team called, now there's Teen Titans, there's the Justice League, there is Suicide Squad, there's lots of DC teams that he could join. He joined Team House, a team of superheroes who also modelled themselves after other household fixtures.
Okay, so... Okay, so who do we have here? Do we have someone just called Sync? Is that something that happens?
Sync. No, actually, do you know what? I searched Google for so long trying to find Team House, but it just kept bringing me up the TV show House MD. And I was like, no, Team House DC. And they were like, don't you like House the TV show?
In many ways, they're the exact same level of quality, Conor.
I could only find one of them because he is in this report. And that is because something happens to him. So he fought alongside the other household fixtures many times and over many battles until tragedy struck him yet again. Remember, his parents are dead. But that was only one tragedy of the double tragedy he was to experience.
What more does he have to lose?
He's already a window. The team were up against a villain called Rake Dragon. And in another battle, he was forced to watch his teammate Boy Chimney. That is right, Boy Chimney.
Okay. We're just gonna continue, folks. Connor's clearly having one of his episodes.
He was always praising people blowing hot smoke up their ass. You know how it is.
I do indeed.
Yeah. So Boy Chimney, him and Open Window Man, they're best friends, as they would be. Come on. One brings smoke, one lets the smoke out. It's a natural progression of nature.
It's a match made in heaven.
So they're best friends, but during the battle, they're fighting alongside each other. Boy Chimney, his powers suddenly disappear. And they're like, whoa, no, what's going to happen? Chimney was immediately...
The powers of Boy Chimney, can you just quickly give me a summary of those?
Well, he's a chimney.
Okay.
And he uses his chimney to
fight crime?
blow smoke. Smoke and fire, I can only assume.
Okay, I'd imagine it's a kind of Invisible Woman scenario, that the smoke can be used for concealment and things.
It'd be very hard to conceal, though, if you were just a 20-foot high chimney walking around.
In many ways, you could only hide on rooftops.
And behind other chimneys.
Which, it's not fair to your chimney brethren, let's be honest.
So Boy Chimney, his powers disappeared during this battle, and immediately he was killed. And devastated by the... Immediately.
Please,
don't worry
Conor,
about it.
Extinguished.
Sorry, a bit of sympathy, please. He was finally put out. And devastated by his loss, Open Window Man took months out to reevaluate everything in his life and see if it was all worth it. Remember, this is a man who has a window wrapped around his neck, asking the bigger picture. Questions like, is it worth it? The answer, I can only assume, is no.
Yeah, like, what is life?
I already have, obviously life involves windows. I have that locked in. But what's the rest of life about?
Yeah, what's everything outside the window?
To the wall?
Yes, that is the real question.
So he would later be contacted. So he's still wondering, what happened to Boy Chimney? Why did he lose his powers? And he would later be contacted by a strange alien woman named Banza, who explained that she had accidentally stolen Boy Chimney's powers and identity when she used a mysterious H-dial that she had found.
Right, it's all coming together.
Yeah, see, I wasn't talking absolute shit at the start.
Not at the start, no, but the rest of it.
Now, the rest, absolute nonsense. Open Window Man believed that Banza had sought him out as a form of, guilt, and that she wanted him to kill her. To be play on his anger, I killed your friend.
Right,
and,
okay.
I'm feeling a lot of guilt because I took his powers when he was in a battle and now he's dead.
It's literally my fault he's dead.
Literally. But Open Window Man, he's not like that. And he instead said, instead of killing you, we need to work together and make sure that there's other heroes that are not doomed by this same fate. That maybe we sort this out and make sure it doesn't happen to anybody else ever again.
That's actually quite a heroic thing to suggest.
He did it while shouting out through an open window, though. So really, is it that heroic?
Look, I'm imagining it's like the end of Say Anything, where they're holding up the boombox outside the window, but he's just standing in front of someone holding a boombox.
I mean, that could actually be what's happening. Also, I'm sure you could balance a pie on him. I can only assume.
Oh, definitely. And then a cartoon cat would try and pilfer the pie. The classic move.
If that's not a story he's involved in the future, I don't know what is.
DC, free writing for you here.
Once again, this is a character only survived for 8 months. 13 issues, and then it was cancelled.
Okay.
So, Open Window Man said, we should join together, and we're going to go around the whole universe, finding these mysterious dials, and basically destroying them, and making sure it doesn't happen again. And so they brought in a few of other people into the group that I'm not going to get into, but they're all other heroes. That they kind of brought them along. They're like, they're going to go on like an adventure of like, do you know in Harry Potter when he has to get all the Horcruxes? It's basically that.
Alright, spoilers.
That's not even a spoiler, really.
Oh, Conor, stop spoiling things, buddy.
Harry Potter, no! Last one came out 2011.
Wow, really? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we're all old. So, I said that so sadly. But these people became known as the Dial Bunch. What do you think of that name?
It's certainly better than, what is it, the house, the house
Team
equipment?
House. No, just Team House.
Just Team House, that's fine. The facilities, that'll be a pretty good name.
Team House led by Hugh Laurie. Not many people know that. So,
not actually American Hugh Laurie.
Of interesting. What is this? Watch Mojo. Top 10 things you didn't know. So, they have to go around the world trying to destroy all of these dials that are getting people killed. But at the same time, there is some bad guys in this comic book. This isn't just all willy-nilly, let's see what happens. Because there's a bad guy known as the Fixer, who is an agent of chaos, and he's hunting across the worlds for the dials because they want to take them all in and own them all. And the Fixer is working with another villain called the Centipede, which is also a shit name.
It's better than Open Window Man, though.
Everything is better than that. I'm
part man, part centipede. I'll call myself the Human Centipede.
Perfect. Oh no, it checks Google. Oh shit, it's already taken.
Every time.
Oh, this is bad PR. Oh no. So the Dial Bunch, they're travelling around the universe and they track Fixer to Earth. And they're like, he's going to Earth, he's going to take one of the H-Dials. And Fixer is there with his partner Centipede. Maybe not romantic, I don't know. Open Window Man turns up and they save the character Nelson Gent from the two. And Nelson Gent is the original, he's the like hero of the story. Like this is all based around him because he's the guy who dials the H.
Right.
And so they all turn up and Nelson is getting beaten up by these two dudes. And Open Window Man hits him with, which I think is my favourite thing, the defenestration punch. Now, Shaun,
defenestration punch.
Do you know what defenestration means?
Defenestration is the act of throwing someone out a window.
Yes, it is. And what does Open Window Man like? Windows. So of course his powers are going to be named after weird shit. Is that not the most niche name for a punch we've ever had?
It's look, it would never make the WWE Hall of Fame.
The rock bottom, the defenestration punch.
It's too many syllables. It doesn't quite work for an announcer.
You can't hear the crowd chanting it like. No, I was saying defenestration.
No, you started on fen. You have to start on.
Did you start on? Oh right, yeah, we'll come in together. So he hits them with the defenestration punch, and the Fixer and the Centipede they run away, and he brings Nelson back with him to the Dial Bunch, and they're like, Nelson, you need to work with us. These guys are going to go around destroying all the H-Dials that you use to get superpowers. So we're going to need you to come with us. And it's like the Legends of Tomorrow kind of thing. And so they try to kind of, they're travelling after these villains. And so they find out where the Fixer and the Centipede have shunted to. They've gotten away. And the Fixer and the Centipede capture Gent. Right? They take him back to their evil lair, and they bring him to the big bad, who's known as the Operator. And the Operator's like, well done, gents. Or no, actually, that doesn't work. Well done, lads. You've brought me Gent, is what he was saying. Right?
I've been thinking of that all day.
Well done, gents. Brought me you. What's your name again? So they said, and this is part of their big... Because this comic run only got very few issues, they have to reveal their whole plan in the next few panels. Okay. So they said that they would design the dials to copy objects and creatures from different dimensions. They're monologuing to Gent. But some of the dials stole the original's powers, and the other dimensions declared war. Okay?
Right.
And so, while the idea is that some of the dials started to actually take the powers away and not give them back.
Okay, so it was like a permanent, literally just stealing like Superman's powers, for example.
Yeah, and there's actually like a cool issue, which is the one compliment I'll give, is that while they're trying to find the Fixer and Centipede are like, oh, where did they go? They're like they're like planet hopping at the time, and a lot of the planets they go to, Open Window Man and all of them are there, and they turn up and all the villagers don't trust them, or they're very aggressive against people that come in, because there was a story that they land on this planet that's a cave dimension thing, and the people there don't trust them and they don't like Jed because he'd stolen the powers of their hero Captain Cave during the last war.
Captain Cave?
Captain Cave, yes. Let's just go with that. The idea is Captain Cave defends the cave planet, which makes sense, and Captain Planet defends the planet, but
Captain Planet defends the environment first.
He does. And I started singing that as I said it. But Captain Cave was the hero there, and his powers just disappeared one day, and they just never came back, and he was viciously murdered.
It's a bad ending for Captain Cave, I suppose.
It's not great. So, so there's also another issue where the open window man, he travels to a planet made of graffiti, and he has to go into the graffiti, and the only way he can go into the graffiti is if he draws a window into the graffiti, and then he can portal jump into it.
So any representation of a window he can use?
Yeah, as a portal.
What about a Windows PC?
Oh, he's terrible on fucking Mac. I will say that. I don't know that, but I know he's absolute shit at Photoshop. But give him a Windows 95, you play solitaire until the cows come home. And so, as they're saying, the Fixer and the Centipede are like, we're evil. Big Operator's like, I'm evil. And Jed's like, my guys are going to come get me. And they're like, no, they won't ever get past our safety. We're so protected. Very soon after, the good guys turn up. Okay.
Oh, and they get past the safety.
They get past the safety and all the protections they had, yes.
Fucking got 'em, boys.
So, immediately the Operator starts trying to kill them. Centipede killed Banza, who's the person we had at the very, very start. Do you remember her and she joined up with Open Window Man at the very start?
She felt guilty and things, yeah.
Well, she's very dead now. And the Fixer thought that the Operator had gone too far with all this. And so he tries to go back. There's a whole big fight scene going on. And it turns out it's saved because Gent is fighting the two other guys. And Open Window Man takes this moment to become the greatest hero of all, because as this is all going on around him, Open Window Man takes out the Exchange's remaining safety precautions. So he takes out all of the computer safety precautions. The computer overloads, exploding and destroying itself along with the Centipede and the Fixer. Open Window Man, along with Jed and the rest of the Dial Bunch, had saved the day.
So in one fell swoop, they just wrapped up all of that conflict.
Well, what happened was they probably got to 12 issues, Sean, and then the DC told them, you've only got 13.
Right, and so what a bumper issue that was.
So Open Window Man, he only appeared for those, I think it's 13 issues, and he only appears after 3. So he has 10 issues there that he can budge in. And what they did was, I know this is probably a character that's not very big in the whole grand scheme of things, but I think it's really funny that this character exists in the DC universe.
Oh, like canonically, this is an actual character that people were paid to write for a while.
Oh, in the New 52 as well. This isn't some 40s shit. This is 2012.
Oh yeah, they thought this was a good show. They thought a rotary phone was a good idea in 2012.
So, his powers and abilities, it's a very small list. He doesn't have any abilities, more so. He just has mostly powers. He's got energy projection. He's got the defenestration punch, which would
Lethal.
kill any man. The superhuman stamina, and teleportation, which is actually not a bad one.
No, that last one really makes up for a lot of the other shit he has.
Yeah. So, what do you think of Open Window Man, and would he beat Superman?
I mean, like, if he gets lucky... No, his power isn't stealing powers. He would absolutely not beat Superman.
No, see, Gent is a way more interesting character to do a report on, but Open Window Man is Open Window Man.
That's true. I honestly think he might actually win the fight against Superman, simply because Superman would feel bad about hitting this man and just go home.
It's a dude whose parents died, and then he decided to become Open Window Man to try and, I don't know, as some act of revenge. Just be like, I'll show them.
I'd love him to meet Bruce Wayne and they just compare notes.
I think this is what Batman could be on, like, Dimension 305. Like, of the billions of possibilities, there's one possibility where Bruce Wayne becomes Open Window Man.
That is... I mean, look, that's a story that needs to be published.
I would like to see them talk to each other. And a lot of people, you can clearly see the connections, but, like, a lot of people online are like, I want his skin in the next Arkham game. Just have the window around your head.
That would be so good. Conor, I think you've outdone yourself on this report, honestly.
Who's worst? You have the Black Condor. We always go back to this.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of bad characters all lined up. I'd like for someone to do a list of the shit ones we've done, and then we'll see who wins in some sort of tournament.
That's, like, to be fair, none of my characters have been bad, so it would strictly be a DC only list. I want to stress
what about
that.
What about the first orb, who's just a big eyeball?
Sorry, Conor, how do you not... Look,
yeah.
The first orb is a man wearing a helmet.
Sorry, no, you're right. It's worse. the second one is a big eyeball.
Is a big eyeball.
Don't be a fool, Conor. Obviously, it's the second orb. I would say, no, 8-Ball I think is quite possible. 8-Ball or Open Window Man might be top... They're definitely top 3.
They're definitely on par with each other, yeah. I forgot how shit 8-Ball actually is.
8-Ball's a guy who can play pool.
He can play pool quite well. And he builds a lot of gadgets around that.
And I like... Now, to be fair, Open Window Man, he can go through open windows. If you close some windows, he's kind of done. But open windows, he's all in. I have one of his quotes here. It's just one line, but I thought it was too funny that I couldn't add it in. And I'm going to finish my report on his famous quote of, I know the ways of windows. I studied them. They open to me. Without them, I'm nothing. What do you think of that?
Wow. It's very illuminating. When God closes the door, he opens a window, man.
He opens another shit comic book idea.
And there's plenty of those, let me tell you. We haven't scratched the surface.
Do you want to take us out, Shaun?
Yes, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We will be back on Monday with Movie Mondays, and then on Wednesday we're going to do a new thing called Weird News Wednesdays.
Oh!
And then on Friday we might do another Hero or Zero again.
Oh, just, I don't count me in for any of them, but we'll say that loosely at the minute. No, I'm not confirming anything.
We'll pencil all that in anyway.
Yeah.
So big thank you goes out to everyone over on Patreon who supports us, helps us produce the show every single week. We really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much. As Conor mentioned at the start, that raffle is ongoing on our Patreon at the minute. So get on over there if that's something you'd like to be involved in. The link is in the description, or it's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. We're also on all of the social media platforms, or all the ones that boomers like us know how to use.
Boomers!
I call them like I see them.
I think even saying the word boomer is now a boomer thing to do.
Is that a boomer thing to do? Well, I'm playing right into their hands.
I think OK Boomer is a meme that died maybe in 2019.
Well, look, I'll keep it alive. I'm hipster.
I will say
like
also, if you could give us a like and review on whatever platform you are listening to this on, because that will really help with the algorithm. And we don't understand how it works, but the more reviews that you get that are good, the higher you go up in the rankings, the more people get to see us.
This is very true, and we would really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. But the most important thing, the best way you can ever help the show, is by telling one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I have been Shaun Meehan.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.